everyone, welcome to Secondhand Blasters. This is Normatico here, and if you can't tell by the fact that I have my safety glasses on, it is time for a mod guide. Today we're actually going to be modifying the Nerf Pilot, the FATE, and I'm going to go ahead and actually take out an air restrictor as well as pop in a K25 spring in here. I'm going to have to cut the K25 spring because, well, I didn't want to go ahead and actually have it ordered pre-cut. So yeah. Hence the safety glasses, because I'm going to be using my Dremel to cut through that thick wire and don't want sparks to go into these beautiful eyes of mine. Let's go ahead and switch views and start unscrewing this thing. Okay, so first things first, I do have my K25. This is not pre-cut. This is just a leftover piece from a longer K25 that I had before. I have my screwdriver. I have my magnetic board. Apparently already has a couple of screws attached to it. Let's go ahead and move those out of the way. And I have a lever to help pry open the blaster when the time comes to that. Let's go ahead and start here. I can see automatically of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 screws. Let's get to this. Alright, so I'm done loosening all the screws. We're going to go ahead and actually tip this over. I have taken apart a FATE before, so I know that all these screws are pretty much the same size. We're going to go ahead and flip them and put them onto the board. So as I said, almost all the screws are the same size. There are a couple that are a little bit different. However, those are obvious that you know where those go, only because they go down here at the very bottom. These 3 small screws go into these 3 holes down here in the rail. It's kind of like a standard Nerf blaster where any of the small screws almost always go into the Picatinny rail or the tactical rail. Go ahead and lever this open. And here are your internals. Let's go ahead and actually get a good look at that. So now, first thing you're going to want to do is take this spring. Let's go ahead and actually loosen it right here. Pop it off this. And then I'm actually going to take off the catch spring here so that doesn't go flying anywhere, and that is controlled. Let's get that out. This can go to the side as well. So that actually comes apart. This is not one solid piece. Look at that. We have an O-ring that's a little loose here. We might have to do something about that. Make a better seal. All right. I'm breaking stuff. Now, the air restrictor is removed with that little simple screw right down there. I'm going to go ahead and actually push in my screwdriver. And I don't know if I can get a firm perch in here. Let me get another. There we go. We start loosening that up. That's almost done. Come on, get out of there. There we go. And this spring should now just pop right out. It does not want to pop out, but that's okay. That doesn't want to pop out. It tasks me. I have zero tolerance for things that task me, so you know what? We're just going to take our pliers and just yank it. popped out now. How you like me now, air restrictor? How about that? Catch me outside. All right. Set that to the side for now. Air restrictor is done. We're going to go ahead and actually take this little rubber piece off. And that is going to reveal this lovely pain in the butt. Now, we can do it one of two ways. You can go ahead and actually pry this open if you want to. Just be very careful when you do so. That way you don't break it. And you can actually remove this spring out of there. Alternately, you can try to go ahead and actually thread it. I am going to very carefully pry this open, and then I will be back to show you what I do. In the meantime, I want to see the K25 spring. Ooh, that's going to be a really tight fit. We're going to have to cut quite a bit off of here. Have to cut off at least 3 coils. All right, well, this will be fun. Okay, so I did not have success actually popping this top off, so I had to thread this out like the keychain method. It does require you ruining it a little bit using some pliers, but I was able to get it off. Later on, I actually dremel these pieces off here and reuse this spring in another blaster. This is a pretty popular spring size, so I might be able to fit this inside of one of the Fortnite blasters and give that more oomph. We'll see. I know that those don't normally have enough mechanisms inside to support a K25, but this should definitely work. I think I know exactly which one I'm going to use with this. So we'll put this to the side. Always recycle your springs. Now, I have here, just to show you an example, a K26. You'll see that there is quite the difference. The K26 actually fits inside of the K25. The K26, I do not believe will fit in here because if you look at the diameter, that doesn't look like the little thread, not over the plastic part up here, whereas the K25 does. I would love to see if I could thread this spring inside of the K25 and then put that all on here, see how much power that would get. But again, I don't know if that's going to do anything because it won't get to the actual plunger head. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and actually Dremel these pieces off, and you will be coming right back to see me thread this back on, and let's see what else we can do to make this baby shoot. I believe that with just the K25, we will be able to make this go from 90 feet per second to about 130, 125 feet per second. Let's see what this does. All right, well, it's cut. Now, I know that there's probably other bits that I could have used. I just used the standard bit. I am actually going to go ahead and sand that because, as you can see, that's a really sharp edge right there. Let me see if I can get it on camera. So we're going to go ahead and sand this down a little bit so it's not as sharp. And yeah, let's do that. Originally, I wasn't going to show this, but you know what? I figure, why not? I might as well show my entire process. Oops. Dropped my Dremel bit. Okay, let's get one of these sanding bits out. Not as sharp anymore. It's rounded off now. I don't know if you actually got to see the sparks flying on camera. If you do use a sanding bit on metal, you will cause sparks to fly. So don't be afraid. Just make Make sure you don't have anything flammable nearby. I'm going to go ahead and actually thread this back on here. There we go. This is the biggest pain in the butt to do sometimes. I really wish that they would actually do screws on these things. Obviously, they don't want us to mod them, so that's why they don't. Because, you know, heaven forbid the modding community makes a better blaster than what the actual pros do. And I use the word pro as a air quotes. My hands are kind of busy, or else I would flash the air quotes here. When I mean pros, I mean, you know, Hasbro and the like, because almighty Hasbro and Nerf knows best, right, guys? And girls? And all those in between? I don't know if I... This is going to be a really tight fit in here. God damn. For those of you who are actually sitting through and bearing with me while I do this, how's the weather like where you are? Because, you know, where I'm at, it's kind of not so nice outside. I mean, it's starting to cool down a little bit, I guess. Summer's starting to end, but we'll see. And of course, I know you guys can't respond to me via camera, but you can always leave a comment, which is kind of nice. I do respond to the comments if you haven't noticed yet. I do respond to almost every comment as long as you're saying something that's legible and something that's not insulting my intelligence, because troll's gonna troll. Almost done. Come on, just a little more. I'm not the only one who talks to my Nerf guns, am I? Sorry, blasters. Ow, that hurt. All right, almost. One more twist. One more good twist. Wunderbar. All righty. We got it on. Yay! It only took me like 2 minutes. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to pull out some Fleming tape here to seal this O-ring a little bit more. That O-ring out. I know this is not looking like it's threading properly because it's very thin. I'm actually going to do multiple layers of this. Let's put our O-ring back on here. Let's see. That's pretty good. There's a lot of resistance in there, so that's awesome. I like this. I like it a lot. I don't like that my catch is caught underneath one of the springs. Let's get that taken care of real quick. All right, there we go. So we should be ready to go ahead and actually put this blaster back together. Before I put this back together, I'm going to go and actually clean up around here really quick to make sure I don't lose anything. All right, so let's take a look here. Why are you so thick in there? What's causing this? Son of a biscuit. Well, that's going to be fun. Okay. So that one coil is off by like a ½ millimeter. That is how tight this coil gets on here. Let's see what we can do here. There's what it is. That's that. Here and now. Right there. This is right here. Get in your hole. There we go. That is a really tight spring in there. I might have cut this spring a little too long. But we'll see. If it fires, that's the important part. Man, that thing's really tight in there. Okay, let's get the catch. Catch spring is attached there. That's gonna be a real hard pull. I'm pretty sure that this went this way. This is when you really have to take pictures of things. Yeah, that goes that way. That definitely went that way. I'm pretty sure it did. There we go. So that did that. Because that lifts up to the catch. And they used the plastic springs on this. Because of course they did. Now we want to use a tension spring here. This is going to be the fun part, getting this spring back attached here. I'm going to use a flathead real quick. Oh, come on, get back here, you springy punk. And let's see if we can do this without hurting myself. Or the spring. Come, very gently, very gently. Ow, that hurt. There we go. If you don't hurt yourself, are you really modding anything? Don't do that. Oh, man. So now this should be with this. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I got you. All right. Press the bad boy down real quick and... need. All right, let's get our screws on here. place. All right, well, it looks like we have all the screws in here. Let's see if this primes. That does prime. That is a tough catch. I think we are ready to go. Okay. Got to find a rival ball, and we're going to actually put this up to the chrono really quick and see just how badly or how hard this hurts. All right, so we have the K25 spring in the Fate. Let's see how fast it can fire now. Okay, so as you can see by the chronograph numbers, this is a much improved blaster. We were going from 85 to 90 all the way up to 125 to 130. There was an outlier of 117. I honestly believe that that was because of the rival round that I was using was one of those aftermarket ones. It is not a Nerf brand or one of the Adventure Force ones. Now, one of the things I will point out to anybody is that once you put a 25K spring on here, or a K25 spring, however you want to use that phrase, it does become a lot more difficult to prime. However, the shape of this, it's pretty simple. You just have to pull. I would recommend actually giving it a firm but slow pull instead of trying to do a hard pull, because that's a surefire way to actually either break something internally or just mess up your hand. One of the things you'll run into is that once you pull it back, it doesn't automatically spring forward. You actually want to give that one extra little tug like that, and that will go ahead and get your blaster ready to load. You load that into the breech, you pull, and whoops. Anyways, so that is pretty much it. This is now the Super Fate or the Ultra Fate or the Fate Advanced, however we want to call it. I want to actually go ahead and give a shout out to Sam Miller. He is the one who I use to provide me with the K25 springs. He actually sells the full lengths of K25 for about $9.99 on his Etsy store, which is Sam Miller or SM Enterprises. I do want to recommend him because he has a lot of cool stuff on there. You can also actually find this blaster, the coil already pre-cut, so you don't have to worry about dealing with all that on his website. I believe that he sells that roughly for around $4.99. However, if you're going to be modifying these things, just go ahead and buy the full coil and get yourself a Dremel. I do want to remind everybody that if you are going to be cutting with springs at home, make sure to please wear protective eyewear. And I have the ability to have limited sensation on my fingers, yay diabetes. So be careful, because actually once you start cutting with a Dremel on a spring, it does warm up and you might end up getting hot fingers. I do want to thank you all for watching Secondhand Blasters. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a like and subscribe. If you have any ideas on ways that I can make my channel better, go ahead and comment. Of course, if you want to tell me, hey, your little furry punks that are over there are really cute. Hi, Isis. Hi, Odie. You can do that as well. I'm probably going to actually bring them out in one of these videos just to introduce them all. Of course, Pixie has been in the videos a couple of times. She likes to get in the way whenever I do chronograph tests or range tests. I do want to go ahead and take this time to remind you all that I am running a giveaway. Once I hit 100 subscribers, which should be soon if my numbers are correct, I'm going to be giving away a new blaster. These are new in box. These have not been opened. I will admit that some of the boxes might not be in the best of shape because of the fact that they've been stored in my garage for a little bit. However, I have up for grabs an Elite 2.0 Phoenix, an Elite 2.0 Turbine. I also have a Zuru X-Shot Crusher, and I believe somewhere in there is a Nerf Vision, which is this one, but with the actual extended chamber there for you to load up your magazines in. Look at that. Free of charge, free shipping. You don't have to worry about paying anything. That is just my gift for you to say thank you for being one of my lucky subscribers. Until next time, thank you for watching Secondhand Blasters. This has been Normatico. Keep on blasting.